We have this Saturday Night Live event, and we have Justin, we have Ryan and Blake there. And let's talk about that. And then let's talk about your favorite person, really kind of slowly becoming one of my favorite people. Miss Bethenny Frankel has weighed in on their decision to go to. And then as a lawyer, I will share my own opinions on this. But talk to us about the Blake and Justin case and what's going on. But they did attend Saturday Night Live.
Yes, they attended the SNL 50th anniversary party, a lot coming out about it. Days afterwards, the joke, of course, was Amy Poehler and Tina Fey were taking questions from the audience, obviously staged. And we do know that Ryan and Blake's team worked with SNL producers to come up with that moment. Okay. We know that an insider spoke to Daily Mail the day afterwards. And essentially, they're like, "Oh, Ryan Reynolds, you have a question. How are you?" And he goes, "Fine. Why? What have you heard?" Obviously alluding to everything that's going on. And Blake Lively looks at him with this really like mortified look on her face, and then she fake smiles. And Kevin Costner has got this very judgmental Yellowstone-esque, face on. Cher's sitting there. And he goes on to talk about some Conehead bit or whatever. Anyway, it's definitely ruffled a lot of feathers. Apparently, behind the scenes, SNL producers debated if they should do it because at the end of the day, this case is still about sexual harassment. That's the real linchpin for this thing. And then, of course, that Blake Lively's, there was a smear campaign by Baldoni's team against her and has since destroyed her companies. So apparently there was some in discussion at SNL. Producers had mixed feelings, and a lot of people felt that Ryan and Blake really wanted this moment so that they could look as though they were endorsed by Hollywood, meaning that all these celebrities sitting there laughing were kind of basically giving the A-OK, the wink and the nod that yeah, we know, you guys are going to win this, so let's make fun of, Baldoni's craziness. Now, apparently, too, after that SNL moment, it looked well received on this special, but actually, people that were there said that it fell kind of flat. Celebrities backstage really kind of wanted to avoid them. They were friendly enough, but standoffish towards the couple. Baldoni's lawyer has come out and basically said, such a trashy moment for them to do. Since then, it's just, I mean, the case, just when we think this case is going to slow down,
Mhm.
something new comes out.
What has come
And
out now?
well, the big thing is if there's HR complaints from Blake Lively about Justin Baldoni or from Jenny Slater, who's an actress on It Ends With Us, if they're real or fake. That's been the big thing. Now, Brian Friedman offered his thoughts on the cameo. He says, I quote, "I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation." I agree with Friedman. She looks like a woman that has no control in her marriage. Friedman posted in a Feb 17th interview on Hot Mics with Billy Bush, "I can't think of anyone who's done anything like that." So it surprised me. As for Baldoni, as for how Baldoni continues to spend his free time, he's on vacation, quote, vacation in Hawaii, kind of getting away from it all. The other thing that no one can figure out but will unfold over the next few days is certain content creators were leaked HR complaints. Okay. These HR complaints detail. I'm losing my microphone. Sorry.
You're very excited by the story.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So these HR complaints, people thought were real. I did not receive these. But essentially, they went into detail that Baldoni asked Lively about having an orgasm, and there wasn't an orgasm scene in It Ends With Us, but he wanted to see her have one, so he thought that they should go for it. Jenny Slater, that he apparently touched her back, touched her buttocks, was trying to adjust her for a scene. So, but there's a lot of debate if these are real or not, because back in August, Variety had asked Sony, "Are there any complaints against Justin Baldoni?" And they went on record and they said no. There were no It Ends With Us. So there's been a lot of debate if these are real or fake. Some people, including some lawyers out there that are doing their own podcasts, etc., believe they are real, but they were filed later, meaning they were So in
After this
August,
already started.
right. So in August, when Sony did say no, that's the truth. And I don't even know how that would, I guess you can file a complaint, right? I mean, the movie ended filming in 2023. They never complained then. So can you file a year later and say, oh, but I guess you can, right? Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Sure, I mean, who's the HR department at that point? It's still intact. Still,
I
still
guess it's
open.
just Sony HR, right?
They're still. Oh, yes. Okay. Um. Well. Okay. So look. I mean, I also saw that Friedman said that this, what canon will be used against you. That's the problem I have, just from like a legal point of view. Like, oh, like shut up, like stop talking. But Bethany Frankel. Look, we have two lawyers in the room.
Oh, Lord.
We have two very, very smart lawyers. I'm not one of them. I don't practice anymore. One is Erica Jane, and the other is Bethany Frankel. Two very smart attorneys. And Ms. Frankel, the newest member of the bar, she's licensed in California and New York. She said, brilliant, absolutely brilliant marketing move. She said, the only way to weather a storm is to go straight through it. She has called it a brilliant marketing. So I'm sorry so many people are upset about this. Your friend, Bethany Frankel, has said that this is a smart move and that Blake Lively is a marketing a genius. That is what Miss Frankel has said. What do you think about from Bethany Frankel's
I think
comments?
Bethany does what happens to all of us, which is the more you're online, the more you just get addicted to, like, you realize it doesn't matter if people love your opinion or hate your opinion. The engagement is just what drives everything, and you get lost in the sauce of that. I think Bethany is a master of I think, she knows that people are not Team Blake and they're not Team Ryan. So I think she's going to stir the pot and she's going to come out appearing to be Team Blake, Team Ryan. And she's does it in a genius way where she too, like all of us, says she's just delivering the facts and her opinion. And so if Blake and Ryan win, Bethany's going to be like, I told you. I told you, if they lose, she's going to say, yes, these were brilliant moves at the time, but at the end of the day, it's a jury. It's a wild, wild west. You can't predict a jury, So nothing. I don't know. I don't. I'm not that like. I don't know
You're
how
not a
people are so
fan.
wowed by like it's so predictable. Like how are you all? It's anything. It's like
Well,
she's so attention hungry. Come on.
Well, it's funny that you say that about the internet and getting lost in the sauce because she says something that I say all the time. She says the exact opposite. She says she thinks it's so brilliant because, I call it the underbelly of the internet. I call it the fucking disgusting trolls. Hi, trolls. You guys are disgusting and you live in your mother's basement. I also call it the underbelly of society. She called it something different, but the bowels of the internet. She said, most people like you and I have to research the internet for our job. But I do say on this podcast all the time, if someone's not listening to us or it's not happening on the show, they don't know about it. Like people,